You're not burnt out because you work too hard. You're burnt out because you've been living inside other people's emotional climates. You know exactly what I mean. You walk into the office and instantly feel the tension before anyone speaks. You come home and you can already tell which version of your partner is waiting for you before you've taken your shoes off. Your nervous system reads emotional climates of other people faster than your eyes read text messages. And if you are honest with yourself, you spend more time managing their emotions than noticing your own. That's why you're exhausted. That's why you overthink every conversation. That's why you feel like you are stuck in the same emotional loop year after year. This is the part nobody tells high performers. Your burnout isn't from output, from working too hard, it's from emotional absorption. Let me give you a metaphor that will shift how you see your entire life. Every person has their emotional weather or climate or emotional system. Some people live in perpetual drizzle, irritated, pessimistic, disappointed, at baseline. Some live in thick, sticky humidity, anxiety, tension, overwhelm. Some live in a fog, numb, flat, emotional, unreachable. And some live in a Game of Thrones style winter that lasts 20, 30 years minimum. And most people stay in that same emotional loop or climate for decades. Same emotional patterns, same reactions, same triggers, same thoughts. Just recycled, reheated, repackaged, but still the same. So if you grew up in a certain emotional climate, you didn't just adapt to it, you inherited it. And it became your emotional home. It became familiar. It became that emotional frequency that you learn to survive in. So when you say, I want to change, I don't want to feel like this anymore, subconsciously you still gravitate towards people who feel like that climate where you came from, because your nervous system recognizes them as home, even when this home is chaotic and unsustainable. And I know this firsthand. My emotional weather or climate, anger, survival-based fuel in the vein kind of anger. I was a parentified child carrying responsibilities I had no business carrying at that age. I learned to survive by staying alert, vigilant, staying very decisive, staying angry enough to handle everything myself. 2 marriages, both of them not just failed, royally failed. Courts, financial losses, studying from zero multiple times. And I swear to you, the second one was a carbon copy of the first. Different wrapping, but same emotional weather. And that was the moment life shoved the truth straight into my face with zero subtlety. You are not unlucky, you are repeating a frequency. I was living in the anger zone, the survival zone, so that's who I attracted. Even though consciously I wanted opposite. People who lived in the same weather, people whose emotional patterns mirrored what I unconsciously believed was normal. And when I finally saw it, the repetition, that their emotional patterns, that what I kept reacting on, I had the same reaction my clients have when they realize, oh my God, this is me. This is my emotional climate. This is the pattern I've been breathing in for years. And that moment, that awareness starts breaking the spell a little. Because once you learn to step out of that emotional zone that you were born into, once you learn to regulate your system from the inside instead of absorbing everyone else's emotions, once you understand your own emotional climate, instead of reacting to it, you stop living in perpetual winter. You stop surviving wildlings. You stop attracting relationships, workplaces, and dynamics that match that emotions you were raised in. You start feeling different. You start choosing differently. You start creating success in a way that feels regulated, steady, and actually enjoyable. Imagine meeting people who aren't draining your system. Imagine waking up, not bracing for someone else's mood. Imagine the freedom of being in your own emotional weather. The one that you choose, not the one that you inherited. If you're listening to this and you can already feel that truth hitting your bones, if you can see your own repetitive emotional patterns, your same old thoughts, your same kind of people that you meet, same emotional patterns, but with different characters, that's your sign. This is exactly the work I do. I'm a conversational hypnotherapist, and I've helped hundreds of high achievers regulate their emotional patterns, break degrading patterns, and create success that feels calm, clear, and actually theirs. If you're done living in someone else's emotional ecosystem, follow me, save this, share this with people you love. This is a part one because I'm about to show you how to build your own emotional dynamic that feels safe, your emotional climate, that feels like home instead of survival.